Hi everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be talking about all the books that I hope to read in fall of 2020. This TBR is the beginning of a new system that I'm going to be doing for my TBRs, so I'm not going to be doing monthly TBRs anymore. I'm switching over to seasonal TBRs, and I'm doing that for a few reasons, but more because I don't want to feel the pressure of having a set of books that I have to read every month, and I also just want to give myself a little bit of freedom to mood read. Mood reading is not something I've really let myself do since even joining BookTube like 2 years ago. So it's something that I just wanted to try to see if I can maybe reinvigorate a little bit more spontaneity into my reading life. I feel like I have been very regimented and very planny. I guess this is also a little bit planny. Just making a TBR is a plan in itself, so maybe I'm contradicting myself there. But to be honest, I just couldn't resist participating in a fall readathon hosted by some of my good friends here on BookTube, and that is the Fall Into Reading Challenge. What I love about this readathon is it's going to be hosted all the way from September to the end of November. So it's really just an all-encompassing fall readathon. There's a really cute bingo board that was made by the hosts. The hosts of this are Tia from Tia and All the Books, Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly. We also have Angie from Literary Labors, and then also Rainy from Rainy Day Reads. So I really wanted to participate in this because I love all those ladies so much, and I just really wanted to be in on the fun, and this bingo board is adorable. So I'm trying for the 24 square one because I think you are allowed to count a book for multiple challenges. That's the only way I will be able to do this bingo board. So they have a 15 square one also in case the 24 one is just too much. So maybe I will have to switch to the 15 one. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, you probably want to know what the books are, so let's go ahead and talk about what the books I'm picking for this challenge. So the first challenge is to read a young adult book, and for that one, I have a couple. I'm going to give myself a couple of options for each prompt to allow for mood reading, and this is going to make my decision really hard because I do really want to read both of these. But I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This came out a couple months ago, and I did buy it pretty close to when it came out, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I am very intrigued in this one. It's the new Hunger Games book. Reviews have been kind of mixed for it, so I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be up my alley or not. We will see, but I do want to try it for myself. I've heard some kind of middle of the road things. I've heard some negative things and a few good things, so I don't really know what to think. I just have to try it on my own and see. However, if I don't feel like reading that one, I did way back in, I think, March or April, I started rereading Harry Potter, and I got 2 books in and then just got distracted by other things, and I didn't continue. And so I do have these beautiful illustrated editions. I would love to continue my reread if time allows. So depending on if I'm in more of a Harry Potter mood or if I'm in a Hunger Games mood, I feel like the fall always makes me want to read Harry Potter. It just has like the back to school vibes and everything. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because this one is really enticing me. So I don't know, but I have 2 options. I'm gonna let myself follow my own heart. The next challenge is a book with yellow or gold or orange on the cover. And for that one, I'm really excited to get to this one. I actually might get to this one sooner rather than later because I'm just so intrigued. But I have this book of the month book from this month, from August, The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes. This book to me feels like a summer book, but I know summer is sort of ending, but you know what? Not really, because today where I live, it was 104 degrees outside. So I know you guys keep telling me fall is coming, but it doesn't look like that where I live. So maybe even into September, this will still kind of feel like a summer book, but this one jumped out to me because it is about 90s pop stars and like the fall of a 90s girl band. And I don't know if you know me at all, but the 90s are my favorite. I was a preteen / teenager during the whole era of the like late 90s, early 2000s, boy bands, girl bands. That is my era. So when I read the synopsis of this, I like didn't even read any of the other book of the month synopses. I don't know what the right word is for that. But this one just jumped out at me and I knew I needed to read it. I've seen this one compared a bit to Daisy Jones and the Six, so it seems like if people are fans of that one, they might like this one too. It is a contemporary also, which is another of the bingo board challenges. So contemporary and also the yellow and orange on the cover. I'm really interested in this one. This is also a book that could count for the challenge of a new to you author. So this is actually a debut author. So new to me, but also new to everyone else as well. The next challenge is a beloved author. And if you've been here for a second, you know that I've been reading a lot of Brandon Sanderson this year. Brandon Sanderson is now a beloved author to me. I consider him to be. And so I am one of the co-hosts for Storm Along 2020. It is a Stormlight Archives read-along. We are reading these in fall. So if you want to join us, maybe before Rhythm of War comes out, you can definitely jump in. I'm in the middle of this one. You can see my tabs kind of tell you how much I've read of it, about halfway. And then this is next. But how am I going to get anything else read? Because this is so giant. Oh my gosh. But these are definitely getting read. So very excited to continue and to finish this one. Man, this is just... it's a lot of pages, guys. My arms are getting tired right now. And then the next bingo challenge is fantasy, so yeah, we got a good hunk of fantasy book right here. The next one is a mystery book, and I may be fudging this one a little bit, but I am a little bit backed up on my book of the month books. I have 4, and you're gonna see all 4 in this TBR, but I believe this is a mystery. I don't know if I can call it a mystery. Maybe it's more of a thriller. It was pitched to me as a mystery, so I'm going to go ahead and count it. This is perfect for October, so I'm hoping to get to it in October for the Halloween time. All I really know is there is an ancient Victorian estate supposedly haunted, and that's really all I need to know. That sounds perfect for October. This is also an author that I really have been interested in. Thrillers are something I've really been trying to get into on and off. It's been a very hit or miss experience for me, but I've seen a lot of people just adore Riley Sager, so I'm hoping he ends up being an author that I can really click with on the thriller genre. Hopefully this will hook me into it a bit more than I have been. I've been a little bit disappointed by a lot of thrillers, but this one sounds more up my alley, so I'm excited for this. Another challenge is an author of color. I actually probably have a few books for this, but let's count these. My next book of the month books that need to get read. So I have Library of Legends by Janie Chang, and I also have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I have actually read a book by Silvia. I've read the last one that came out, Gods of Jade and Shadow, I think it was called. I didn't love that book, but I've heard really good things about this one, so maybe this one will blow me away a little bit more. This is also horror, so it could count for that bingo square as well. There is a horror bingo square, so this is an option for that. This one is also a historical fiction, and so that would also be on the bingo board. So I'm excited to hopefully get to both of them. I do really want to get to my book of the month books because I don't want to order any more until I finish the ones that I have. I just don't want to get backed up on them. So, oh, and I almost forgot, this one also I think would count for the supernatural prompt on the bingo board. At least I hope it does. The next challenge looks like it takes place in the fall. I have no idea which books of these are going to take place in the fall. Maybe Harry Potter will count for that, but I haven't really planned that one out. Maybe, yeah, actually Harry Potter is the only one that I can probably say for sure. So maybe I have to read Harry Potter. I'm not mad about that. The next challenge is nonfiction. So I'm really happy this challenge is here. I have really not been reading much nonfiction, and I know Nonfiction November will also happen in the fall, and so I don't know if I'm going to be adding any books for that. I love Nonfiction November, but I think I'm going to keep myself pretty busy with the fiction that I have. But since this is on the bingo board, it gave me an excuse to squeeze one in, and for that book, this is probably one that has not really been talked about on BookTube because it was a gift from a Catholic friend of mine, my very, very dear friend. Her name is Claudia, and she's a very devout Catholic, and she gave me this book. It's written by a Catholic author, and she thought that I would really like it too. It's called Resisting Happiness, a true story about why we sabotage ourselves, feel overwhelmed, set aside our dreams, and lack the courage to simply be ourselves, and how to start choosing happiness again. And I usually wouldn't read a book of this kind of like self-help vein, but my dear friend Claudia, I really trust her judgment, and I know that this will also look at it from a Christian/Catholic perspective. So I'm not Catholic, but I'm Christian, and I'm really hoping to get something out of this book. The whole premise of it sounds really, really perfect for me, and maybe where I am even right now in my life. So I will let you know how this one goes. The next challenge is a book published before 2020. Easy. Most of these books on this list are going to be before 2020. So easily done. Okay, the next category is science fiction. And this might be a tad ambitious, but I really, really want to read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. It is coming out September 15th, and I have pre-ordered it. So it is going to be making its way to my house. I would love to read it as soon as I get it. Hopefully I can squeeze it in there somehow, but I'm a little bit concerned because I believe it's like 800 or 900 pages. It's like a pretty formidable chunk of a book. So we'll see, but this one is my science fiction pick. I don't actually have another science fiction option. So if I don't read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, I probably just won't get that bingo square. Okay, so let's talk about two more challenges in one book. This is a standalone, and it also has leaves on the cover. Oh, you know, it also has yellow, gold, orange all on the cover too. So it could count actually for all three of those. Is this historical fiction? I'm not sure. But it's The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. And if that cover doesn't just scream fall to you, I don't know what does. This actually, I think, covers 4 challenges. I think it's historical fiction as well, so maybe I should prioritize this one. It's one that I've owned for a while and really wanted to get to. I think it might have been a Christmas present from my husband, actually. This, I believe, is a historical fiction revolving around a sea creature, the Essex Serpent. I don't know if it has, like, Loch Ness Monster vibes. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but it looks and sounds really good. I've heard good things. It's actually, while it's a big chunky book, it has deckled edges, so it's a little bit deceptive, and also the font's not too bad. So this maybe looks scarier than it is, but I think it might be a faster read than I'm thinking it will be. But gorgeous book. I think it would be perfect to read in the fall. Other prompts are diverse characters and published in 2020. I think I have those already. A lot of my book of the month books are gonna cover those challenges. Classics is the next one, and I have 3 classics. One I'm already working on. I'm reading Middlemarch by George Eliot. I'm reading that with Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf. I am behind. Sorry, Naomi. I got behind because of Words of Radiance. So once we finish the Words of Radiance live stream, I'm gonna get back to Middlemarch, I promise. I'm sorry about that. But we'll definitely finish that at the end of September. And then I also have Pride and Prejudice, which I have tried to start a few times this year, and for some reason, it always gets kind of just left behind and forgotten. So I would like to read Pride and Prejudice. I meant to read it in Jane Austen July and did not. So there it is. It's not even that long. I feel like I can do this. I'm also using this for the romance book challenge. I know this maybe isn't a romance book, technically. Can I count it for romance? I don't know. I'm going to. And then also, Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. We are reading this in a group of people. If you would like to join that group on Voxer, let me know and we can add you, or you can let Danny from Spinelli Speaks know, because she is the main host for this event. And we are already having a good time just chatting and getting to know each other on that Voxer. This will be a lot of fun. I know Kirsty from Kirsty Lewis Dostoevsky in Space is excited that we're doing this all together. I have not read much Russian classic fiction. I've read Anna Karenina. That's really the only like big formidable Russian classic that I've read. So Crime and Punishment is one I'm very much looking forward to getting to. Dostoevsky is an author that I'm excited to get to, especially because my good friend Christy Lewis loves Dostoevsky so much. So I am excited to be on the hype train for the Russian classics. Another book that I would like to theoretically get to in October, I think this would be a perfect October read, is The Shining by Stephen King. I have really been wanting to read some more Stephen King. I have really only read the Tommyknockers, which from what I understand isn't a great example of Stephen King's writing. So The Shining is one I'm already familiar with the movie. The movie is fantastic, but I'm very interested to see how the book differs because I know that Stephen King himself didn't love the movie adaptation because I believe the movie adaptation takes a lot of liberties with the story. So very interested in The Shining. I hate these stupid stickers. I think a perfect October book. Gotta get into the spirit of the spooks. Another challenge is a graphic novel. I'm gonna count this, even though it's a manga, but I don't know. We're just gonna count it as a graphic novel too. I have been crawling through this series. It's almost been a whole year since I've started this series. I would like to finish it. This is volume 11 of the collector's edition, and then there's one more volume. There's also volume 12. These only take like 2 hours to read, so if I can just dedicate the time to them, then this will be, I think, really easy to knock out. So, Fruits Basket, would love to finish the series. The next challenge that I want to talk about is a middle grade book, and for that one, I actually realized I only have like 2 middle grade books, and I think really technically the other one is like actually young adult. So maybe I only own 1 middle grade book at the moment, but that's Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I've seen a lot of praise for this series. It's kind of a long series, so I'm a little bit on the fence of whether or not I should start it and commit to a long series. I mean, it's not like they're going to be hard to read. They're kind of thick books, but you know, they're probably fast reads in general, but I've heard a lot of great things. I think it's fantasy. Is it fantasy? Is it sci-fi? Let's say fantasy, I'm pretty sure. If you follow my friend Elizabeth Ann Reads on BookTube, usually on her videos, one of her bookshelves has like the whole series in a stack, and every time I watch her videos, I look at those and I'm like, yeah, I gotta start that series. I really want to read that series. Maybe this is the time, we'll see. The next books don't really fall into any of the categories, but they are books that I really need to get to. Actually, that I do plan to get to. And so I really want to finish the Anne of Green Gables series. I started the Anne Along with the lovely ladies who were hosting it and then fell off around July. And so I have Rainbow Valley and Rilla of Ingleside to finish up. But luckily, Krista from Books and Jams is hosting an Anne of Green Gables themed month. So I was figuring I could just read these, and that'll count for my participation in Krista's readathon. So every once in a while, procrastination pays off. Not often, but sometimes. And then finally, this is like the longest TBR I've ever filmed, but finally, if you've stuck around this long, we're reading what's it called? Oh my gosh, my brain just died. We're reading the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb on Michael Knipp's Patreon. So he is doing a monthly buddy read for his Patreons. So we've been having a good time talking about the first book in this last month. I still need to finish it. Oops, I haven't finished it yet. So I'm going to finish that book and then get onto these. But I'm a little bit nervous because they are pretty large, especially the third book is like pretty hunky. So second book not as much, but even the first book has taken me like way longer than it should have taken me to read. So I don't know. Will I read any of these books? Will I read all of these books? No one knows. It's a TBR. You cannot predict such things. I'm not a fortune teller, are you? I think that's it. I think we survived the longest TBR video that I've ever made. So if you've made it this long, thank you for watching. You're the real MVP. So while I did talk about maybe 20 books or so in this TBR, I'm not really expecting myself to get through all of them. I would like to get through a good chunk of them. But honestly, I need to take the pressure off of myself a little bit and I just want to be more flexible and have choices and just kind of let myself mood read, kind of just do something different than I'm used to doing. So I'm excited for this little experiment. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can kind of take the pressure off of myself. This bingo board challenge is super fun, but I don't have to complete every single square. My life is very busy with work and stuff, especially this year being an online teacher now. It's like a whole different kind of workload. So I still want to be reading consistently, and I hope to be uploading consistently as well. My goal is to have videos up on Fridays and Tuesdays. I'm not usually a stickler for like days of the week I have to upload on certain days. However, I think I need that structure if I want to keep this channel alive, let's just say. And so, by the way, if you're one of my subscribers and you've noticed my output on my channel slow down a little bit, I'm sorry about that. Things have just been really crazy. Work takes up a lot of my brain power and brain space, so that's why you probably won't get a wrap-up from me this month either, because I've only really finished one book, and at the time I'm filming this, I haven't even finished it. I'm just lying to you right now. But I will finish it before we hit September 1st, so that's why I'm saying that. I'm not just a liar. Well, maybe sometimes. I don't know. I think we should end this video now. Let me know down below in the comments, are you reading any of these books in the near future? Have you read any of them? Are you participating in the Fall Into Reading Challenge? Because I think you should if you feel like it would be fun, because I think it's going to be fun. Also, I forgot to mention there's group reads for this readathon too, and I'm just not participating in them because I don't own any of the books currently that they're doing, but they look like really good books, and so if you want to check out any of their channels, they've, I think, all announced what those books are, so I'm just going to link those lovely ladies down below and be sure to check them out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more book reviews and bookish content. Keep reading great books, and until next time, bye-bye.